Welcome to episode number 226 of the Keep Up Podcast.
Where if you talk to a wizard, he'll say, "Have you kept up?"
That was like my Nickelodeon in the 90s announcer.
And we're back.
And we're back to Wild and Crazy Kids. Remember Wild and Crazy Kids?
No.
Was that before your time?
I remember the Wild Kratts.
Yeah.
That was way past my time.
That was past your time.
Yeah.
Beyond your time.
I remember Gullah Gullah Island.
Long before... Pinya, pinya. Long before the Great Plapatus.
The Great Plapatus.
We have a new mascot today. Why do you have this?
Dude, I can't tell you.
The almighty Great Plapatus.
The great heavenly creature
Why
known
is that
as
so funny to
Plapatus.
say? Hey, listeners, I'm going to need you guys to take a break from whatever you're doing, including listening to this podcast. Do yourself a favor. Picture a platypus, but say Plapatus.
Plapatus. Look at his eyes. It's got the eyes of a plapatus.
I can't look at them. Is it possible to look at them both?
No, absolutely not.
Welcome to the Keep Up Podcast, where I'm Brett and Tim is Tim.
And that's me.
And we talk about all the things we consume, be it media or food. And I feel like when I just started saying that, it's going to sound like I edited it because it was so random. And we completely went silent right before I said it. So even in my head, it sounded like a cut, but it wasn't.
Just so everyone knows.
Yeah.
Every podcast.
Every one of them.
Every single one.
Every one.
To my knowledge, is not edited. Other than the sound effects.
Stuff cut out?
Yeah.
No, it's literally everything.
And it's crazy that we are able to consistently talk. It's not but talk for an hour and a half.
Just the fact that we can talk.
Well, that we can keep a podcast going with no interruptions or breaks or...
That's true.
That's a skill right there.
It is. It is.
I was thinking the other day that...
Dangerous business, Tim. Dangerous business.
What, thinking?
Thinking.
Oh, my.
The Great Plapatus.
That I can put... I don't know what I would say the podcast skills I got. Let's restart.
Welcome to the Keep Up Podcast.
That's me.
What?
What kind of skills can I say I got from the podcast?
What makes a good podcast?
Charisma.
Charisma. So that's
comedy.
a skill.
I think even podcasts that are super serious need comedy.
I agree.
I think chemistry, all the
chemistry.
C's.
Yeah, all the
C's of podcasting.
Podcasting.
Because the C's capitalized.
Right.
Because it's the C's of podcasting.
Right. Casting is one of the C's.
Right.
Casting into the C's.
Casting, comedy.
And reeling in.
Charisma, connections.
Communication.
Carpets.
Christmas.
Colon.
Like the punctuation or
both?
Okay.
You need a clean colon and to know when to stop.
But it's not a hard stop.
Right.
It keeps moving.
It's just a reminder.
It's a hesitation.
Be aware that at some point we'll be stopping.
You need a clean colon and to know when to stop. Great words from the Great Plapatus.
Dude, the Great Plapatus.
Why is that so fun to say?
If you're watching the video right now, it's the four things of our lives.
Yeah.
Water, Plapatus, Sonic, and Last of Us.
Yeah. And then back here we got... There's a secret hidden Nintendo 64 logo.
Yeah.
Was this 3D printed?
It sure was.
From whom?
From Kevin.
Thanks, Kevin.
Yeah, thanks, Kevin. Kev Dog.
Kev Dog. Devout believer of the Great Plapatus.
It's a weird thing because it is... I've never imagined the symbol as 3D, but it is always 3D.
It has never not been.
Right.
Maybe that's why I've never imagined it, because you've never had to.
Exactly.
It's always just been that.
It's been what it is, and I can't complain about it.
Maybe just like string of thought is a thing you've gotten from podcasting. Maybe that's a skill.
Yeah, that's what I can put on the resume.
Yeah.
String of thought.
Stringing thoughts.
Connecting and stringing thoughts.
One single thought never ending.
That's my whole life, Brett.
I know. Isn't that weird?
I've never stopped.
What if we have only had one thought forever, but it's all one?
Continuous?
Threaded with a needle of...
Hay.
Yeah. Nope. Ooh,
No.
a needle of hay.
Oh.
That is a hard needle to find in a haystack.
Yeah, what? Find the hay needle in the needle haystack.
Oh, finding hay in a needle stack? That game sucks. That's a saw trap. Yeah. So I was gonna say, because your question made me say,
Yeah?
what makes a good podcast? Because podcasting has kind of become
Wasn't that your question?
a joke. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm saying it made me say that.
Uh-huh.
And then because I had this in my brain
Right.
from something I saw the other day, which was then triggered by what you said, which made me say a thing I said.
Gotcha.
I know you're following.
I'm
Everyone's
with you,
following.
dude.
You guys are following.
The colon watches.
See, there was our pause.
Yep.
The colon watches.
No?
No me gusta.
My colon watches.
Well, it's good to be alert. Oh, wow.
Anyways.
So podcasting has become sort of this like punchline where it's like, I'll see, what was I watching? I was watching like, I think I was watching Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee.
That's a lot of C's.
Have you ever seen that show?
The C's of podcasting.
Those are the C's of So there was a joke. They were talking about, I can't remember. Maybe that's not what it was. I don't know. It's the kind of thing where it's like if you're making a joke about, I'm trying to think of what the content of the joke is, but there's a formula where you'd be like, what are you going to do next? Start a podcast? Like, or they'll make a joke about like,
because that's the thing. Everybody has a podcast.
everybody has a podcast. So that's the joke, right?
Yeah.
Is like everybody has one and it's so easy to start one. Anybody can have one, but that's like I don't know, that's kind of anything.
To a degree. Like, not everyone can have a TV show.
No, that's true.
Not everyone can have a movie.
Everybody can have a YouTube channel, so maybe that's a different...
It's more of like the context of like what can be done. But
Yeah.
I will say, we can say everyone can make a podcast.
Yeah.
How many people actually stick with making a podcast?
That's true, yeah.
Because I think you said it before.
Well, that was a question, and I said that's true. That doesn't really make sense.
A
but
question could be true.
the implication of what you just asked is
Yes.
very true.
The idea behind it is true.
Right,
Don't
right.
most podcasts fail by the 20th episode?
Yeah, I think there's some crazy percentage floating around out there that is like only 20% of podcasts make it. Or no, I think it's even less. I don't know. A very small percentage of podcasts make it past episode 20.
Yeah.
We've done that many times.
Many times.
Gone past 20 episodes.
20, yeah.
over and
Some
over.
would say 11 times.
Yeah. Would they? Oh, great math.
Dude, sometimes I got it. You know what's helping me?
The Great Plapatus.
Yeah.
You were going to say the Nintendo 64.
I was going to say geometry.
Geometry. Yeah. This is very geometric.
It is.
I don't know, dude. What else?
The tickle bones.
Dude.
How's life been? We're in December now.
We are in December. We took a week off again because it was Thanksgiving.
We've been doing podcasts on Thursdays for a very long time.
Yeah.
You think we would plan around the Thanksgiving?
That's a Thursday every year. Yeah.
We know it's happening.
I know.
But
I don't know. Maybe we like the week off.
yeah,
you know?
it's always good to take a break.
It's always good, dude. It gives everyone a moment to catch up.
Yep.
You know,
The keep up. You got to keep up with
You got to keep up with the
You got to
keep up,
catch up with the keep up.
Catch up. Remember when we almost called this podcast the catch up?
Yeah.
It was close.
It was really close.
Do you remember where we were eating when we were
Fridays.
having... Yeah, it was
Yep.
Fridays, dude. Wasn't it like $9 apps or something?
Yeah, that's why we went, because it was endless
Yeah,
apps.
Endless apps.
And we couldn't leave. We couldn't stop eating until we came up with the name. We had to keep buying apps.
The origin is a food challenge.
So I don't think, because there was ketchup on the table, right? That's what initially the idea like spawned from.
Yeah.
And I don't remember where it went from there. We just
I don't
talked
know.
a lot.
Yeah, we were just like, oh, the ketchup.
Ketchup?
But I just didn't like the idea of like a condiment.
Oh, God, no.
Being
I
the-
wouldn't have let it got past the thinking
Dude.
stage.
I wouldn't have let it got past that.
I wouldn't have let it got
I don't even
past.
like ketchup that much.
Me neither.
So why did we even think that?
Because it's funny.
It's funny. And now there's popcorn and ketchup.
Yeah.
Nick's podcast.
Right.
Yeah. And if we named ours the ketchup,
It would just be awkward. Well, they would probably be popcorn and keep up then.
I was going to say that doesn't work as well. And then, which it doesn't.
No.
Then I was like, but popcorn and ketchup is gross.
Right.
And then my brain was like, yeah, but that's the point, idiot. That's why they named it that. It's like it's two foods.
Uh-huh.
But it's also They stole our podcast.
Yeah. That's what it boils down to.
No, they couldn't have had that. That name would have been too close.
Too close.
To a condiment. It would have been a condiment I don't like. Not their name, our name, if we went with the ketchup.
Right.
I don't like that name.
Yeah.
And we're staying to keep up, and I don't want to hear about it anymore.
We already had one name change. Let's not do it again.
No, my gosh. The unboxing ring. I thought that was such a good name.
It was.
Apparently it was, because it was already in use.
That's true. Someone took it.
There's like 8 videos.
There is. It's such a niche. I mean, it had a lot of views.
Apparently.
But it is such a dumb, like, small thing. That's the problem with just names in general. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of people think of these awesome names and they'll do it on Instagram and Twitter, and then they'll go to YouTube and someone has the profile.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, now what?
Yeah.
Now, like, how do I get this name back?
Exactly.
And some people will pay for it. Some people won't give it up. It's a
Right.
mess.
Right. I know. I know. I've heard horror stories.
Horror stories.
There's a project I'm working on with a friend now that like we have a name for what the project will be when it's done. And I've looked around and the name does not exist anywhere.
you got to take it.
So I need to like set everything up now.
Yeah.
Because I know by the time we're actually done with what we're working on,
Someone will take it.
Yeah, it'll be gone. And I'll be so mad.
It'll be the worst thing ever.
Dude, I was so mad about the unboxing ring. But we didn't stay in unboxing channels, so I guess it's
That's
fine.
true. We did evolve.
Yeah.
Eventually.
We're so evolved, dude.
Speaking of evolved,
Yeah.
we got a lot of cool things to talk about.
We do.
Where would you like to go first?
Do you have anything? No reflections this week. No stupid questions this week.
No stupid questions.
Straight into Evolution, yeah?
I think so.
We have that?
Do we? I think we have, unless we want to talk about that one thing on the list. Oh, no, you had to
said not yet, right?
Right, yeah. So movies.
Straight to movies.
I have a lot of things to talk about in movies, though.
You do. So that's where we'll go when we transition out of this part.
Right. When the time comes.
Yeah.
But it's not now.
We must await word from the Great Plapatus.
Yes. Plapatus.
We'll do it now.
Oh.